Hi, everybody. I'm sorry we didn't finish the handout today, and I just wanted to go over it just to make sure, because some of it will be on the quiz. So, briefly, we had four humor theories, and that is the superiority theory, like slapstick humor when we laugh about something bad happening to somebody else, so we feel superior to the other person and we judge the other person inferior. Then we have the incongruity theory when something unexpected happens. By the way, riddles like why do birds fly south? And the answer is, of course, because it's too far to walk, are the first kind of humor that children understand, and they also fit the incongruity theory. Something unexpected happens. Or two, uh, things that are dissimilar are put together in the same context. The release theory is a relief from the constraint or restraint of conforming to conventions. Dirty jokes are part of the release theory, and laughing about death would be another kind of joke that fits there. And the social identity theory, that is most related to intercultural communication because here we feel our group is good and the out group, the other group, is somehow inferior or alien, and so we joke about it. These are the ethnic jokes that we talked about today. Just very briefly, here is a good joke that illustrates all four theories. So we have a couple of New Jersey hunters out in the woods when one of them falls to the ground. He doesn't seem to be breathing. His eyes are rolled back in his head. The other guy whips out his cell phone and calls the emergency services. He gasps to the operator, "My friend is dead. What can I do?" The operator, in a calm, soothing voice, says, "Just take it easy. I can help. First, let's make sure he's dead." There's a silence, then a shot is heard. The guy's voice comes back on the line. He says, "Okay, now what?" So, this joke, I don't know whether you think it's funny, but this joke uh, illustrates the superiority theory because the hunter is clearly stupid and we feel superior to the hunter. It illustrates the incongruity theory because of the misunderstanding of the operator, right? The hunter misunderstands the operator's sentence, "Let's make sure he's dead." And it fits the release theory because we are laughing about death. And finally, the social identity theory, well, New Jersey is one of the states that people love to make fun of. There's no reason for it, of course, but that's thrown in. The joke might be less funny if it were Massachusetts or Colorado hunters or something. So, in any case, this is a good joke that illustrates all four theories. Now, if we scroll down, and please feel free to read all the jokes as we talked about today. A joke usually has a but, that's who is made fun of or what is made fun of, and is often based on a stereotype. So this is why it's important for us. Now, this one here, I'm not sure whether everybody understood it. A Japanese businessman went to the eye doctor for an examination. "You have a cataract," said the doctor. "No," said the Japanese gentleman, "I have a rinkin." Now, a cataract is an eye disease, and a Lincoln, like town car, is a car. So here we have a misunderstanding. Japanese and some other Asian languages don't have the R and the L as we have it in English. So there's confusion between liver and river, or right and light, or rice and lice, and so on and so forth. So here, the butt of this joke uh, is the Japanese, and the stereotype is that they cannot hear the difference between L and R, and that's funny. Of course, it's funny to us. For a Japanese person, maybe it's not so funny. So, in any case, as you can see, if a joke is based on a stereotype, whoever the butt of that joke is might not find it funny. That's where the ethnic jokes come in. So, I think we have covered all of that except for that last item. And that is, how do you explain a joke to somebody from a different cultural and linguistic background? How do you explain a joke to a non-native speaker? And if you look at this cartoon, okay, this is a Gary Larson cartoon, and it features scientists in a bar, right? And they say things like your lab or mine, and so on and so forth. And down here, the caption says scientific meat markets. So I don't know whether you find this funny or not. I mean, at least the cartoons, this guy looks pretty funny to me. Any case, how do we explain it? And so first, what we need to do is we need to explain the minor premise. And the minor premise in this case is the caption, something that we need to know first as uh, a background to understand the whole cartoon. So the minor premise is we need to explain what a meat market is. Now, meat market has two meanings. It is either a literal market where you can buy meat, or it's figurative, like a bar where you go to just pick up somebody for, sorry, for like a one night stand or what have you. Okay, so that's a meat market. Figurative and literal. So people need to know that. So here we have a scientific meat market. Clearly, it's a bar where single scientists go to pick up another scientist for the night, what have you. So now we need to construct the missing major premise. Why is this joke funny? And for this, we need to know ordinary meat market behaviors and also stereotypes that are included. Now, the ordinary behavior is, you know, your place or mine or what have you, but the main point of this joke is the scientists. And that is, at least in the United States, scientists are considered generally nerdy and maybe not the, you know, sexiest kind of people. So nerdy. So here we have then the joke, the incongruity theory of here are nerdy scientists, but they engage in a behavior where you're supposed to look very attractive, and you know these people don't look very attractive. So step three then is this. Maybe the non-native speaker from another country still doesn't find it very funny, and the reason might be that they don't have the same stereotype. In their cultures, scientists may be very attractive and desirable. So you need to find out what in the other culture is considered a similar behavior, like where do people go to meet people? Maybe it's not a bar, but maybe it's a dance, some sort of a ballroom dance or what have you. And maybe the nerdy people are not scientists, but say people in the military. So an analogous cultural context would be military folks at a ballroom dance. And so then maybe the other person will find it funny, of course. After all this explanation, probably the humor is gone. But it's very important that when you go to another culture and when you interact with people from other cultures, that we consider the difficulty of understanding humor, and of course also that stereotypes might hurt or offend the other person. The last thing here, the meta step, is really something that people do, like say, you know, if you're in a group discussing this cartoon, the Americans in the group would together discuss intraculturally the missing premise, meaning you know the meat market behavior, stereotypes, and so on, and also the non-native speakers. This is short for non-native speaker. They would do the same, so that together then you have an actual intelligent discussion about what this means. You learn culturally and you learn to understand humor better in the other culture. So, folks, that's it. Sorry we didn't get to finish it. I have to redesign the curriculum for this day to make sure everything fits in the future. So, in any case, good luck on the quiz, and I see you on Monday. Um, and anyway, I'm looking forward to your journals, and you have a good weekend after that. Okay, bye bye.